Mother's Day is upon us, and there's no better way to celebrate that special lady in your life than creating a beautiful meal and a pretty table setting to say, thank you. Thank you for everything that you've done. Now, I know with all the craziness in the world going on right now, we are social distancing and you may not be able to celebrate in person with that great aunt, that grandmother, or even your own mother because of certain circumstances. We get that. However, use these ideas to have a feel for what you want to do when you can eventually get together. Creating an entertaining table doesn't have to be difficult. You can use the items that you already have at home, and I'm going to show you how simple it is really to put a pretty tablescape together. You know, I think moms, especially now that I am a mother, can really appreciate any effort, and if it doesn't come across as pretty as you had imagined, at least it's the thought that counts, right? Okay, so let's get started. First of all, I went through my inventory and found these really great vases that make it really simple to do a centerpiece. These are called our test tube vases. They're pretty awesome. And I realize a lot of you aren't going to have these at home, and that's okay. You can use little bud vases, which many of us have collected throughout the years. Even if you don't have a supply like that, just grab a simple glass and put some posies in it. Trust me, your mother will like it. But if you're looking at doing something very simple and elegant for your at-home parties for in the future, take note. Use anything that you have lying around the house that'll hold some water and some posies. So here we go. This is our test tube vase I'm showing you now. Okay, and I have some of these beautiful flowers. I almost toppled them over. That would have been bad. These are from our local Bees Wing Farm in Bluemont, Virginia. I love them. They are gorgeous, gorgeous stems. So what we're really fortunate right now is because we're under our quarantine and stay-at-home orders, a lot of businesses are accommodating us by having the ability to deliver porch posies and as well as food, beverages, you name it. And so it's been a nice adaptation to be able to still have some supplies and also support our local small businesses. So I reached out, got these beautiful flowers from Bees Wing, and I'm gonna show you a simple way to create a centerpiece. I have a very thin dining room table. It's a gorgeous piece of furniture, and we created it purposely more narrow than a typical dining room table because it allows you to really sit with one another when you have a house full and you're entertaining and eating dinner amongst your friends and family. It just creates a more intimate setting, which is nice. You know, being that we have small children, it's helpful to hand things to them and to be able to feed them and that kind of thing. So these test tube centerpieces work wonderfully with that. Again, I can just show you a little bit. See how slim they are? They're pretty sweet. But again, you can use bud vases as well. So I'm going to show you how to just cut the stems and place them in the water. A couple tips that you want to keep in mind is, one, this doesn't have to be perfect. You don't need experience to be able to do this. Take your kitchen shears, okay? That's all you need. If you don't have the ability to have fresh stems, go out and search your yard. Any type of greens, buds, little even weed flowers, those work. It's okay. Anything to just kind of spruce it up a little bit. I like to use a bunch of different textures. I have some closed stems. I have some buds. Of course, there's flower petals and some greens. So you can incorporate all of that. Here we go. Use different heights. The key is you don't want it to be too crammed, and this goes for when you're decorating a tabletop. Don't get carried away with decor. Keep it simple. My style has really become refined over the years. Before, I used to want to put all these pretty things all over the tabletops and really go all out with decorating, but I've come to find that I like the simpler things in life, and that definitely goes for decorating a table sometimes. Okay, so we finished putting our floral arrangements together, and next I want to show you the basics of how to set a table and really get a place setting looking elegant. So, as I said before, you don't need a lot of supplies. I love chargers, those are like the little saucers that go underneath the dinner plates. I love pretty patterns, textures, different table type additions such as really cool stems, glassware, silverware. You can get carried away. You don't need all of that, honestly. You don't. Keep it simple, especially when you're planning a really low-key event. Granted, if you're going to be getting married at a hotel and you want to take into some of these tidbits, obviously you want to add a little bit more elegance to it. But for at home, which is what this video is intended for, keep it simple. Can never go wrong, as I've said before. So I'm going to show you my tablescape. Okay, so you can see my test tube centerpieces right here, right? Pretty cool. See how you have my plate right here, my napkin, which I love light pinks, and I don't like things to get super carried away. And this is great because it is more of my mid-century, more modern style. You can even see that with my utensils that I have, even my table. It's all very modern, but that's my style. So that's what I have on hand. I also wanted to show you these really cool sweets that I got. Let me show you here. Okay, so earlier, when was it, last week, I created a video to do some pressed flowers, which we're going to fast forward in a couple weeks and see what we can do with those, but I showed you the process of it. I'm really into preservation right now, and I wanted to show you these awesome cookies. This is from a bakery called Carriage House Cookies. It is in my home state of Pennsylvania, and I found these beautiful shortbread cookies that have some sugar on them as well as preserved flowers. Isn't that cool? Of course they're edible. And I thought this is a great way to decorate a place setting. So say you're having a party and you want to add just a little bit extra to your tabletop. This is a great way. People love food, especially sweets. So this is a great way to add that extra charm to your tabletop. See, this is our special card, and I also showed you a comparison napkin in case you don't really have the same or enough of one type of pattern. I am keeping the same color palette together. As you can see, the blues, which are really popular right now. I love, 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 love blue. And then of course the light pinks. You'll see that my flowers on my cookies follow the palette as well. And it's a very simple tablescape. So let's take a look. Here we go. Placing our flower cookies, maintaining the yellows, the pinks and the blues, and you can see our whole tablescape. It's so sweet, it's so simple, it's pretty. I mean, you can use a lot of things that we have in our home. So I hope at the very least you're able to gain a little bit of inspiration and think of how you're going to treat your mom on her special day. Take care. Stay safe. Until next time, this is Brenda Keegan with the Mingled Wedding.